It's Michael the X here, and today I'm going to be talking about Hollow Knight. Specifically, which ending is canon. Now, I've heard many Hollow Knight fans talk about this back in the day, when I haven't played the game yet, though I was definitely interested in it. After I played the game, and 112% of the game, I was like, yeah, what is the ending? Which, that's what I'm going to be here to discuss. Here's the guidelines I'll do. First off, the knight, aka Ghost, has to fight against the Hollow Knight. Now, it's at this sense, the Hollow Knight is also the pure vessel. So, that means every single ending can happen, if we're just going to do that. AKA the Hollow Knight ending, the Sealed Siblings ending, Dream No More, and that Embrace the Void. All of those endings can happen if we're just going based off that. Because even though you don't face off against the Hollow Knight in any of the Pantheons inside of Godholm, you do face off against the Pure Vessel, which is what turns into the Hollow Knight. So it counts. So then, let's go ahead and do any other thing. Hornet has to be alive or okay towards the end of it. Now, but inside of the Hollow Knight ending, the Dream No More ending, and the Embrace the Void ending, all three of those, Hornet is alive. Which, yeah, that confirms that the only ending that cannot happen is Sealed Siblings. Since, even though Hornet technically isn't dead, I'm pretty sure she's consumed by by a dream, causing her to essentially be dead, a husk of herself. Which, some people count that as her not being dead, but I will. I count that as her being dead. Because I don't know how she would be able to escape the imprisonment. The sealment. Even, unless if she were to kill herself, but then that would free the knight. That would be dumb. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and discuss out of the three endings that we could possibly do, in terms of which ones are canon, the Hollow Knight ending, the Dream No More ending, and the Embrace the Void endings. So let's discuss the Hollow Knight ending. The Hollow Knight ending, first off, is actually the most basic ending. The knight awakens the dreamers and then defeats his brother. Without the aid of the Void or Hornet. And he doesn't attack the Radiance. Instead, he becomes the next vessel. Then, he's sealed away. I'm only referring to the knight as he because we don't know the gender, and I will always forget to call it it. Well, I always forget to call it the knight it. So that's why I'm calling it a he. Anyways, and then let's go ahead and talk about the Dream No More ending. This one, the knight embrace the void, allowing him to be able to allow him to unite the void to go against the Radiance, which includes the Hollow Knight. Shade. Hornet helps out by penetrating the Hollow Knight's crack, allowing the knight to access the dream realm, which is exactly where the Radiance is sealed. Once the Radiance is found, the knight challenges it and then defeats the Radiance. Once the knight defeated the Radiance, he is shown to be dead, or at least a shade, inside the void, inside the abyss. So he's essentially gone for good. Then let's discuss Embrace the Void. Embrace the Void is where the knight takes on Pantheons to prove that he's the strongest in the whole world. But during it, the knight fights against the pure vessel and the absolute radiance, which is the radiance at its peak power. Which, after the knight defeats that, essentially the same thing happens during the fight. The same thing happens, except the pure vessel's not there to help you out. Instead, the knight turns into what was essentially known as the Shade God. Now, I don't know the exact name of that beast, which... Hold up. Sorry, I had to quickly check if on my 112% save file that I did do the Embrace the Void ending on, had any info regarding the actual ending itself. Because while I was searching through it, there was it did not mention anything about about that creature right at the end of the Embrace the Void ending. So I'm just going to assume it's all the shades combined into that being, because that's just the one that makes the most logical sense to me. Anyways, for the ending that I'm going to be discussing again is going to be the Hollow Knight on why it cannot be canon. The reason why the Hollow Knight cannot be canon is because of one reason. And that's because the knight is not dead. Since we see the Hollow Knight being alive as his own thing, unlike all the other corpses in Hollowness, which causes me to believe that the knight can do the same thing, survive against the radiance despite, being corrupted. Then, let's discuss Dream No More versus Embrace the Void. Now, both of them end off at the same point, aside from the actual ending. For Embrace the Void, which there's two different endings to this, but they essentially do the same thing. If you don't give the delicate flower to, hold on. I'm trying to remember exactly their name. Well, if you don't give it to... If you don't give it to a certain character, if you don't give a delicate flower to that character in the junk pit that you get to the Pantheons in order to get to Godhome for, then that character will not. The void will spread all around the junk pit. Which would also, since the Radiance is dead, free the Hollow Knight. Which, since all the bindings are gone, the Hollow Knight walks out. Hornet is currently waiting outside, notices that the orange tendrils turn pure black, notices the thing on the door open, and sees the Hollow Knight. She gets ready to fight, while the Hollow Knight just looks at her. We don't know if this is going to be the start of Silksong. That's the thing. Then, let's also do Dream No More. Dream No More is the Knight versus the Radiance But first, Knight versus the Hollow Knight, but Hornet helps out, cracking into it a little bit, causing the Knight to be able to access this tree, aka the Radiance. Once the Knight defeats the Radiance is defeated by the Void. Because the Knight's Shade, the Hollow Knight's Shade, and the siblings, Shades, all come to help out. After this, the Radiance is killed. During this, we need to keep in mind one crucial element about this specific ending. The Radiance is killed in both of these endings. But this one, we don't see the infection away. That's the only problem with these endings. Then let's go ahead and look at Embrace the Void. We directly see the infection gone. Which, I know some people are going to be like, why are you using this as an example? We don't know that much about Silksong. But from the opening trailers, from the opening scene that we've seen so far, I believe that the opening is Hornet being taken out of hollowness. And causing... Right. But... But then later on is when we get a... But the scene later on when the butterfly lands on Hornet's cage, that's a later point. The reason why I think that is because the light reminds me of Dirtmouth. The lights. Because I don't remember seeing any other lights like that. Another place that could be is that I don't think this is the case in the slightest. Halloween Cliffs. But I don't think that's the case. Then the final thing about that is I don't believe, due to this simple fact, which if we're going based off that, then if my theory was correct, then we would have seen orange infections, right, we would have seen orange coming out if it was the Hollow Knight ending, which also deconfirms it if we're going based off my theory. And if the Knight wasn't able to fully get rid of the infection, but was able to kill the Radiance, stopping the infection, but everyone who's already infected is gone, for good, which is the same with the Embrace the Void ending for that part, then, yeah, the Knight is... Either one of these could easily be canon. Now, if we're going based off... Alright, now this actually needs Silksong's help. Because we need to see if Hornet faces off against the Hollow Knight. Ever. Which actually could be an interesting tutorial boss, actually. Like, the final boss of the first game is the tutorial boss for... Silksong? That would just be funny. At least to me. And then, that's when the opening scene plays. Anyways. Now let's go ahead and discuss the endings. Like, which one I think, personally, is canon. On the one that is more likely. I don't think Embrace the Void is what they're going to be following. Instead, I think the ending that they're going to follow is the Dream No More ending. Because that one, Hornet isn't fighting the Hollow Knight. Hornet is instead fighting against... Well, is not fighting against anything. She's captured and cannot use any of her abilities because she's drained. And, yeah. I think the most logical one that could be canon is that Dream No More. But if we see the Hollow Knight at any point during Silksong, then it's for sure the Embrace the Void ending. And there's no doubt about that. The Embrace the Void ending has Hornet fight against the Hollow Knight. Which I think Hornet's going to lose that if the Hollow Knight has his strength from the Pure Vessel fight. If we're going to base off of the fight against Hornet. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys like my theory. I'm going to do a few more theories about other games with multiple endings on which one is canon. The next one is going to be a big project about Henry Stickmin, on which one is canon. So if you want to see that, please subscribe. The next video will not be that, I guarantee that, because it's going to be a video about Sonic. But after that, either it's going to be another video or it's going to be the Henry Stickmin video. Which, please subscribe and like the video and share this with your friends who like Hollow Knight as well. I will be doing more content similar to this, but if you just came to watch this video, at least leave a like, but do not subscribe if you only want to see this theory. And yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.